Well, firstly, I do think we've made real progress, and I'm pleased that we have. We said we would reset the relations with our partners in Europe, and we've done that through a successful summit in May. And that had 10 strands to it, including an SPS agreement, which will mean lower prices in supermarkets across the country, but also really important work on defence and security. In addition to that, we've led with the French the Coalition of the Willing, which has shown our ability to pull allies together in response to the conflict in Ukraine. And that strong E3 nucleus, if you like, we had, as you say, Chancellor Merz here last week, President Macron the week before, and that core E3 is now much stronger than it's been for some considerable time. In answer to your question, I think the summit is to be a yearly summit, and it's iterative, and therefore it's not just to monitor what we have agreed, it's to go further. I would like to take up your example of medicines, to do more and more on medicines. There are other areas where I think we could and should go further. I think many creative people who are crossing borders for their artistry, their music, whatever it may be, on a temporary basis, they're not going to another country for any significant period of time, are still finding it too difficult to get in and out of a country. I hope we can make some progress there. They're not the only areas, but these are common sense changes that we could make to our arrangements with the EU, which had, in my view, very little to do with the vote in 2016, and where by resetting the mood in Europe, we now have a chance of going further.
I mean, what would a better relationship look like in terms of defence with the European Union?
We need, firstly, to ensure that the commitments to spend more are common across Europe, which I think we are doing. We certainly achieved that at the NATO summit. But then we need to do more than that, because if we're going to all spend more on defence, we need to cooperate and coordinate in how we're bringing about the capability. That was intensely part of the discussion with the Chancellor of Germany last week and with President Macron, which is how do we three countries in particular coordinate. So you'll have seen when President Macron was here, we agreed that on nuclear for the first time, we would look at how we might coordinate better. I'm absolutely clear in my own mind that NATO has been the cornerstone of our peace for decades. If it's to continue to be, and it's our duty to make sure that it is, it requires some more heavy lifting from the Europeans, that is why I sort of led from the front in trying to get others into the place of cooperating and coordinating more on the capability. We can learn a lot from Ukraine. A lot of capability was made available to Ukraine, but actually it wasn't as useful as it could have been, because in years gone by there wasn't that level of coordination, and I think we can fix that now.